Welcome back to Cook It Simple with Eric. Today I made something amazing with no recipe. Thought I'd bring you along for the ride. So basically how this started out, I was wanting to make 2 different recipes this week to put on the channel. I didn't like either of them, so I'm not going to put them on if I don't think they're going to turn out amazing for everybody or myself. So I ended up trying to think about what I had in the kitchen already, and I knew I had an onion, I had a pepper, I had about a 3/4 box of macaroni pasta, I had some pork sausage in the fridge, I knew I had some marinara sauce in the cupboard that I needed to use up. It's been in there for a few months, so I thought, you know what, let's all join together, throw it together, and see what we come up with. So what we came up with was this beautiful, you could probably call it a goulash, but it's just so simple. It's just those ingredients I named. That's it. A little salt and pepper, red pepper flakes in here, and this is what we came up with. Oh, and I did have a couple of half bags of cheese that I threw in there. So I mean, it's just, you know, it is amazing stuff. So I've already tried it, so I can tell you it's definitely amazing. So, and I fried up some garlic bread to go with it. So I'm going to have myself a feast, but first let me show you how I make this beauty. Alright, let me show you what we'll be using today. Everything that I found in the cupboards in the refrigerator to make this meal. So, but before I tell you that, first thing I want to do is I want to get my water started. I don't know about yay much in this pot back here. We're just going to get that started. Maybe. There we go. Sometimes it's finicky. Now it's gas, so we'll do that. And I always like to put a big old thing of kosher salt in it to kind of season the pasta. I mean, we're talking, maybe a little bit more in there. And to boil the water, I always put the lid on it because word on the street says it boils about 26% faster with the lid on. Now, I won't boil the pasta with the lid on it, but we're just going to heat the water up with the lid on. So, all right, let me bring you in. I'll show you the ingredients that I scrounged up today for the meal that we're about ready to make. So to start with, I found some of this elbow macaroni in the cupboard. It's been opened, so it's probably about to here. We're gonna go ahead and boil all of it up. If I don't use it all, I'll put it back and put some cheese or something in it later. I did find this San Marzano marinara sauce that I used for spaghetti, that I was at one time going to make spaghetti and never got around to it, so I need to get this used up. So for a different recipe, I did buy a green pepper and an onion, but I never made that recipe, so I got to use these up. And I did have some mild pork sausage in there. I know, weird combination. Like I said, this is just a throw together. So this is going to feed me tonight. That's going to feed me for the next 2 or 3 days at work. I also found a couple half bags of some shredded Parmesan cheese, some shredded Monterey Jack cheese to throw in there, make it a little bit cheesy. We'll throw some 5 cheese blend Italian Parmesan there. We're going to probably use a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to try to give it a little bit of kick with some red pepper flakes. And of course, we're going to salt and pepper to taste with that. So let's go check our water. We're going to start frying up our sausage. And, well, actually before that, let me dice these up. We're just going to dice them up, throw them in, make it all one big happy family here. I almost forgot to mention, I have some Texas toast that's been in the freezer for a little bit, so it's still good. So we're going to head, we'll make these up so that way I can have it the rest of the week. But I'm just going to fry these in the skillet. I'll kind of show you a couple of them here in a minute. So let's get started. All right, we've got our water boiling nicely. So this will be the pasta directions. It'll be 7 to 8 minutes al dente. So we will go ahead and just dump all this in. Makes about 3/4 of a box. There's a pound in a box. Just like using a little pasta thing here. Get everything whipped up there. Okay, so I've got my skillet here. We've been preheating a little bit. Let's put just a little bit of olive oil in it. So, now we'll just start out by just putting our sausage in here. Then once we get the sausage broke up and going, then we'll go ahead and put our peppers and onions in. I just diced them up. Okay, got that broke up cooking. Let's go ahead and just throw our onions and peppers in. Now normally you'd want to use an Italian sausage or something on this, but like I said, this is we're just kind of scrounging on things that I already had laying around the house here that needed used up, and just see what we can make with it, which is pretty simple. So with that, pasta's about halfway at the moment. Like about I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes left on it. Probably 4. We'll say 4. All right, now let's just go ahead and add some garlic powder. All right, we'll do a little bit of salt, just pepper. Now we'll check that later. We may have to beef it up a little bit, but red pepper flakes, we'll do about a teaspoon. Always just kind of squish them in my hand. We'll put that in. Now, of course, you can add Italian sauce or Italian seasonings, whatever you like, but now we're just trying different things. Like I said, there's no recipe to this. I probably won't post a recipe. Just watch the video. This is what we're going to do. I do this a lot. Just kind of, if I have stuff left over, just throw it together and see what I can make. So let this cook up. I'll get this. We'll get that browned up here real quick. Let me get the pasta drained, which we will not rinse. We're just going to drain it, not rinse it. In about 2 minutes, I'll take the pasta off. So I'll see you then. Okay, I've drained the pasta. I did not rinse it. I just put the lid on it, kind of keep it a little warmer. Looks like our sausage is done. Peppers and onions are done. Peppers are starting to change color. Onions are becoming a little bit more translucent, so let's go ahead and add our marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce. That, let's go ahead and add the whole jar. There we go. There wasn't a lot of grease, so basically what the moisture you've seen in there was more or less from the onions and a little bit of olive oil. Almost smells like a pizza now. So, alright, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to get this up to temperature. Get a quick heavy simmer on it. Get everything warmed. We really don't need to cook it for a long time. This is basically warm it up. Then we're going to mix it all together. And as we're mixing, we will add our cheese and maybe make it a little bit cheesy. So we'll see. So, alright. Let me get this up to a simmer. Once we do that, we'll come back and we'll start mixing in our bowl, and then we'll come back and make the garlic bread. Okay, let's bring our pasta's over here that we've got done. A little sticky yet there. Put about half of it in. Kind of sneak up on it so we don't put too much pasta and dry up our sauce. So what I'm going to do now, we're just going to put our Monterey Jack. Just going to take a big old handful, sprinkle that in. We're going to take our, if I can get it open, we're going to take our Parmesan shredded cheese, sprinkle some of that in. All right, we grab some sauce. Like I said, I had the sauce up to a nice simmer. I think we'll just use this. Probably going to get messy. Bring my napkin over because it will. Now we're just going to put about half of that in. Now see how much this is making? This is going to, like I said, it's going to feed me tonight and feed me for lunch for a few days. It works, so it makes packing lunch easy. It's almost like a little meal prep type biz. But, okay. I guess this could be kind of like goulash too. I guess it's whatever we want it to be at this point. Alright, look at that. Cheese is starting to melt in there. I'll put just a little more pasta. I don't want to put too much. I'll put a little bit more. Put it over here. Now this is the way I cook at the house, so you're kind of seeing my normal routine here. A lot of things I do are experimental anyway. So ask all my friends and family, they're just like, what's he making now? Let's throw the rest of that cheese in, because like I said, we had to use it. Parmesan will probably get a little bit lighter on because we have the, let's put that much in. Well, Stuart needs some. You need some cheese, buddy. Sorry about that. We're going to be a little bit gross here. You just here, have a little cheese, bud. And let me get the rest of the sauce. At this point, we will determine whether we need any more pasta. All right, let me get this back up here. Now I'm going to use that same skillet to do my garlic bread in here in just a second. Basically what I'm doing with the garlic bread, you can do it in the oven or you can just fry up a few pieces at a time. And since that spaghetti, there's still sauce left in there, I'm just going to throw the garlic bread right on top and that's going to be that. Alright, so I think we are going to leave it at that amount of pasta. So there you go, a little bit of cheesy, I guess goulash type stuff. So let me get some garlic bread done up here and serve it up. Let's try it. All right, everyone, here is our creation from stuff we just had laying around. I mean, look at that, it's cheesy, you can hear that. I mean, just look at that. That is going to taste so good. So we'll give it a try here in a minute. Garlic bread, I just fried up 4 pieces. And that same skillet that I had the pasta in, threw the rest of that Parmesan cheese on top of it. Now here's something fun. If you want that melted a little bit more, just take your old torchy there. Put your little color on. So it's fun. These little torches are great. Okay, let's see how we did. I mean, you heard it, you've seen it. This stuff looks wonderful, so let's try it. Make sure I get some peppers and sausage and onions and everything in that bite. Some cheese. Looks good, still hot. Oh yeah, and that little teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Oh, that gave it a little kick. Not a lot of kick. Man, it's really good. So. Definitely cheesy. I had to do 2 bites on that. I'm definitely going to remember this one. So, and accidentally have everything in the cupboards and refrigerator. Man, that is good. As soon as I bite into that garlic bread with it, it's going to be delicious. So, but once again, thank you for sticking around with me for yet another video with Cook It Simple with Eric. I really hope to see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share. So until next week, thank you so much.